Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. We are here again, and we're talking about Croatia in our very last political international election analysis of the year. Croatia, we are officially finishing off with you. And boy, we have an interesting election. We have President Zoran Milanovic. He is, of course, the president of Croatia. He almost got reelected, almost getting to 50%. He didn't. He got 49.69% to Dragan Primorac, who got 16.59%, 19.59%. It was a landslide performance, but still, Milanovic had underperformed. I would say underperformed, but did not reach the requirement votes in order to win the election. Therefore, we got 99.91% reporting. It has been projected that there will be a second round on January the 12th. It might be our first video of the year. I do not necessarily know. I vow to do more of the legislative elections for the next year in 2025. We're going to kind of look at these prime minister elections, in other words, instead of presidential races, which usually we ignored prime minister races unless they didn't have a president race. But now we are just going to include the prime minister races because, we need to count every country in, and some countries don't have presidents. They have prime ministers. The United Kingdom, we covered the United Kingdom, and they have a prime minister, obviously. We're also going to cover Canada. I'm looking forward to that. But without further moment ado, I want to specifically focus on Croatia. Croatia is an interesting country. It is split politically, and it is definitely a country where the European establishment flourishes. Why am I saying European establishment? Well, in case if you are unaware, we have to revisit Romania. So Romania does not have a president yet because some stupid outside force, I'm specifically talking about the European establishment, decided to dismantle the election results altogether. They canceled the second round because they fear that the anti-establishment populist candidate, Călin Gorescu, was going to win that. And he likely was going to win that. So the EU said, hey, look, Romanians, cancel this election. We do not want Romania to turn into a Russia or a Belarus. So they did that. That's infuriating. Doesn't that infuriate? As an American, someone that's not in Europe, and someone that's... Why am I angry? Because these are our allies. Rigging an election. They're supposed to be democratic, right? They're supposed to stand up for democracy. But they annulled these results because they didn't like the outcome. They were hoping that either Elena Lasconi or Marcel Coilasco was going to win. I don't care. I don't necessarily have a favorite candidate, but Călin Gorescu was the winner of this race. And it didn't mean that he was going to win the second round. They knew he was going to win the second round because they knew he was going to lose, then why did they cancel it? There are outside powers in Europe, throughout Europe, that are very strong and to go into other people's countries and say, hey, you got to cancel this election or it's over. And Romania was threatened by the knife of the European establishment and said, hey, do this now or else. You're pro-Russia, you're pro-Putin. Romania has been a very truthful and strong Ukrainian ally and a pro-West ally. And to threaten Romania with a knife like that, I can guarantee you the incumbent president who comes from the PNL, Klaus Iohannis, helped orchestrate this. There's no way he didn't help orchestrate it. So we have to revisit Romania because we got to compare this with Croatia, another Balkan country, and I'll tell you what. All of a sudden, the pro-West and the pro-European, Ukraine-loving European countries are silent. Well, of course they're silent, because they know that Zoran Milanovic, who is the president of Croatia, is going to win. There's no way he isn't going to win. There's no way Dragan Primovac is going to win. He comes from the HDZ, the Croatian Democratic Union. It is a right-wing, center-right political party. Either way, they would be okay with them, with either one. But when it comes to this guy, Călin Gorescu, who is an outside anti-establishment, anti-European establishment, of course, it's basically, Gorescu, he is, of course, looking at these accusations here. The European establishment, the big guys in Europe, leading the EU, they're like, we cannot let Gorescu win, and they're waiting this out. We don't know when the next election will be. There will be, it's scheduled for March 23rd, my birthday, by the way. We'll visit that on 2025. And look at that. Out goes Georgescu. They got what they wanted. It's infuriating. But I'm hoping that another outsider, another populist, comes out. Honestly, to be honest, I don't care if it's left-wing or right-wing, because the European establishment, they're just so stuck up. They're left and right. They're center. You can't. How international politics works, you got the pro-West and the pro-East. I'm pro neither. I'm pro-America first. And that's what we need to focus on, because these European countries are ripping us off. That's why we're threatening them with tariffs. And we have other countries like Romania, they just bend the knee. They bend the knee. They say, oh, please, don't sanction, don't tariff us, please, don't do this, they'll destroy our country. So they go and they cancel this December 8th election, so Gorescu could not win. It's infuriating. This is how Europe goes and treats other countries if the result doesn't go their way. It could have went the same in Moldova. Could you imagine if the pro-East candidate, Alexander Stoilanglo, won? Oh boy. Yeah, a vulnerable country like Moldova, which has both strong relations with both the West and Russia. Yeah, I can tell you, it's not going to look good. They probably would have demanded a third round. They will always find a loophole. So it's very frustrating. And I had to bring this up because although there is no populist candidate or no outsider force in this election, I'll tell you, Croatia is a country that is very pro-European establishment, and they have reasons to be. They have their rivals, their eastern neighbor, Serbia. Serbia has been a compatible rival to Croatia in the last couple decades. The relations have gotten better, but they weren't, after the Balkan Wars, very, very, very tense. Not the Balkan Wars, the Yugoslav Wars, and with the desolation of the former Yugoslavia, relations between Croatia and Serbia have been very tense. But now Serbia, they are allegedly getting better with human rights. Croatia is getting all cozy with them now. But they're still in a big rivalry, an economic rivalry and policy rivalry. Yeah, you get what politics of Croatia and Serbia. But yes, then again, Croatia is a country where you don't necessarily know which way the country is going. So let's take a look at the presidents. List of Croatian presidents. Now, yeah, this guy looks like he's going to be here for a while. He will get reelected, guys. There's no way. This guy is a liberal, very liberal guy. He's like the Justin Trudeau of Europe. He will get reelected pretty easily. Reason why? I'll tell you why. Let's take a look at his 2019 result. Yeah, it was more decisive. 42 to 47%. Croatia has shifted more left. You got Kolinda Grabar. She was the former president. She was defeated. She came from the HDZ, the conservative political party, and even that political party is very pro-establishment. They like to get up nice and cozy up with Britain and France and all the big guys in the European Union. They're like, when are they aren't? So, yes, you got that. And so, off and on, it looks like Croatia has been bouncing back and forth between the left and the right, but it looks like now that Croatia is going forward with their left-wing president. Their very left-wing president, the Social Democratic Party. Yes, he defeated him in the second. He defeated the former president, and it looks like obviously he's carrying every constituency, which was impressive. 49.27% of the popular vote. Dragan Primorac, 19.37%. You got other candidates leading by single number digits. That's amazing. Voters abroad, we haven't got real results from there. Well, seeing that it's in blue, it could be it's going for Primorac. But obviously, if Milanovic had gotten 0.4% more votes, then 0.40% more votes, then he would have been the next president today. Obviously, potentially. But what about prime ministers? Now, prime ministers, although the presidency tends to be more liberal, the prime minister of Croatia the prime ministers tend to be more conservative. You'll see Andraž Plenković comes from the HDZ. He's won re-election in the April. We haven't covered this election because, like I said, we don't cover the legislative and parliamentary elections, but starting 2025, we will start doing that, actually. Because I think we need to cover both sides of government and see how they vote. So obviously, the HDZ coalition, very popular there in the prime minister elections, while presidency is more tossed up. But I would describe Croatia as more of a center-right country. Center-right is more pro-Ukraine, pro-establishment in Europe. Very different compared to the United States. But then again, do I like the center right in Europe? No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't like the center right. They're too establishment, and they would definitely be. They're anti-Trump. They don't like Trump, and they don't like MAGA. And they supported Kamala Harris. Yeah, the word right wing is different in Europe, and far right is basically what we stand for. That's how the Europeans interpret it. But is MAGA far right? No, it isn't. Making America great again, making America a safe country for everyone, and increasing national security. That's not far right. They're saying that because they don't like that we are distancing ourselves from the establishment. We're not giving the establishment more money. We're not going easy on them. Oh, you must be far right. Okay, you can think that. It's an opinion. But anyway, what do you guys think about Croatia? Croatia's a lost cause. I don't know what to tell you. Milanovic will be reelected on the 12th of January. It's a Milanovic versus Primorac, whatever, dragon sort of match that will occur. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below. And as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.